Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the regular scheduled meeting, City of Griffin Board of Commissioners, April 14th, 2026. I'd like to call the meeting to order and welcome each of you. Pledge of allegiance tonight will be led by Commissioner Fuller, followed with invocation by Commissioner McCord. Please join us.
Please stand and face the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in prayer. Father, we are here today to ask for your blessing and guidance in the performance of our duties as elected officials. We pray for strength, love, knowledge, and understanding. Help us to recognize and solve the problems that are presented. Make our solutions fair and just to the best interest of everyone. Help us to overcome the shortcomings and keep us united as a team to work for the betterment of the city and its people. We pray in your name. Amen.
And do we have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So move.
Commissioner Ward with the motion, second by Commissioner Wright. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Moving to presentations and delegations. First, we're going to recognize Miosha Henderson, Customer Service Representative, as the March Strongest Link in the Chain Award recipient. Rita Bagwell, Customer Service Director, will address. And welcome.
This is always one of my favorite parts of the commission meeting because I enjoy seeing employees get this award, but I really love it when one of my own is up here. So Miosha is well deserving of this award. Our customers love her. They will wait outside her office to see her. I don't know what she's doing for that, but she's very well worthy of this award. And it's hard for customer service to be recognized to do excellent customer service when that is something that is expected of us. In March of 2026, we were tasked with an opportunity to collect some debt. Some dumpsters had been removed and they were no longer at the property, and we needed to get that debt paid. And so I went to Miosha, I talked with her, and I said, what if? And she said, sure, let's try. And she jumped on there, and $81,000 later, she did a great job. So I'm going to read her nomination that I wrote. In 2026, customer service has been given the task of becoming a one-stop shop. To accomplish this vision, our staff has had to adapt to a new way of thinking. There's not a water department, an electric department, a solid waste department, etc. We are representatives of those departments and must act as such for us to become one Griffin. Through this vision, I noticed an opportunity for customer service to assist in collecting some outstanding solid waste debt. I asked for assistance from Miosha to assist with this task. She stepped to the challenge and not once displayed "it's not my job" mentality. Should you look in Webster's dictionary for the definition of excellent customer service, you would find a picture of Miosha Henderson. She is the epitome of excellence. She treats her customers with grace and understanding and searches for how she can assist them with all of their needs. She treats her colleagues with the same qualities, and I think that says a lot in itself as well. Miosha worked diligently on the task of recovering this debt. She called the customers one by one in addition to her normal duties. She took it one step further and offered to assist them in processing the payment over the phone. She confirmed that they were indeed receiving the statements, and if not, she assisted them in rectifying that concern as well. So not only did she do the task that I put before her, she stepped additionally and added, how can we assist you in doing this in a better way? To date of this nomination, Miosha has assisted in collecting outstanding debt for solid waste in the amount of $78,000, and she's currently working with several bill payees to collect an additional $3,700. Once that balance has been paid, she will have assisted in the total collection of $81,973.82. Miosha has always assisted me with any task that I ask. She's worthy of receiving the Strongest Link Award, collecting $81,000, one link, connecting one link, one Griffin. And again, I just want to say I started knowing her when she was in system operations, And if she called on a Friday night, I knew there was a reason. And she's just always one who will think outside the box. And I am so proud of you. And I want to end with Shirley Chisholm stated, if they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. Miosha didn't bring just one folding chair. She brings several for everyone else. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, do you have any family that you might want to introduce, or the customer service team want to all wave their hand?
My customer service family, and I have my aunt Lisa, my daughter Mariana, and my goddaughter, Lauren. Here.
Wonderful. Thank you, Misha. We'll get y'all a picture. I want to give a shout out to all of our customer service team. But 20-some years ago, it seemed like every day we were getting customer service calls, and rarely, I'm talking about rarely, do we get anything. So thank you all for your hard work and dedication of making the process seamless as possible. Also tonight, if you're here for a public hearing to speak for or against, sign-up sheets are over on the white table to my right. So feel free to go by and sign that. Again, congratulations, Misha. So at this time, we'll do a presentation of a proclamation for Georgia Cities Week 2026. So should our team show up front and join me? One of our most fun weeks is Georgia City Week, so it's exciting to recognize this tonight. This is the Cool Kids Club. So tonight we're having a proclamation, Georgia Cities Week. Love your city, April 19th through 25th, 2026. Whereas this year's theme of Georgia Cities Week, Love Your City, is sponsored by the Georgia Municipal Association, GMA, to showcase and celebrate cities and the many services they provide. Georgia Cities Weeks is part of the ongoing effort to raise public awareness of how city government works. And whereas as with many cities across Georgia, Griffin will celebrate Georgia Cities Weeks with a myriad of ways, focusing each day on the different aspects of what makes Griffin great. Cities provide the services and infrastructure to help businesses grow and set the stage for events where families and individuals can gather as a community. Georgia City Weeks will begin on Sunday, April 19th with a food truck fly-in at the Griffin Spalding County Airport. This annual community event will feature food trucks, airplanes, live music, and free kids activities. The event will be sponsored by the Griffin Spalding Business and Tourism Association. Also, the Quanians will have corn dogs. On Tuesday, April 21st, the community is encouraged to participate in the Downtown Griffin Playground groundbreaking ceremony. The tentative activity will take place in the lot adjacent to the Griffin Welcome Center. This project is being sponsored in partnership with the Rotary Club of Griffin. On Wednesday, April 22, the community is invited to participate in an afternoon at the Archives. This is a meet and greet opportunity for the city's planning and development and economic development departments. On Thursday, April 23rd, the Griffin Police Department and Griffin Fire Rescue will host Party in the Park with Public Safety. This is a free community cookout. On Saturday, April 25th, the City of Griffin Environmental Council will host the Griffin Gives Back Streets and Streams Earth Day Cleanup. This event is free to attend. Now therefore it be resolved, the Board of Commissioners proclaim April 19th through 25, 2026 as Georgia Cities Weeks in the City of Griffin. Encourage all citizens, elected officials, and employees to participate in the Georgia Cities Week to learn more about the city and how it operates. This week has been set aside to recognize the many services of the city of Griffin provides. It is a contribution to the better quality of life in Georgia. The Board of Commissioners hereby declare that the copy of this proclamation be spread upon the minutes of proceedings of this board, reflecting that the seal of the city of Griffin is affixed on this, the 14th day of April in the year of our Lord, 2026. Signed, Douglas S. Holberg, Mayor, and Jessica W. O'Connor, City Manager. So congratulations, and we are excited. So let's have a group photo if everybody wants to join us. Who's the? They're the recipient. We should. That way.
There's some photos of that all.
Yeah, I can feel it.
We've been just a little bit.
We have some disadvantaged tonight.
If you can't see the camera can't see you.
One's behind you, then you come up front.
Y'all step up front, they're staying.
All right. Five. Ready, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you.
Oh, really?
Okay, this time we'll receive financial reports for February 2026. Finance Director Deborah Manning Gilbert will address. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
We're going to talk about the February financial statements, which is 66.7% into the fiscal year. Our general fund operating revenue is at 21.9 million, or 78.8% of its budget. With operating expenses at 27.8 million, or 62.3% of the budget. The enterprise funds operating revenue is $79,951,363, or 69.6% of its budget. Operating expenses are $59,737,779, or 54.8% of the budget. Water wastewater's operating revenue is $21,409,139, or 66.6% of the budget, with operating expenses at $12,809,789, which is 44.7% of their budget. Electric's operating revenue is $46,841,648, or 70.7% of their budget, with operating expenses at $36,561,771, or 58% of their budget. Solid Waste has operating revenue of $8,094,818, or 72.4% of their budget, with operating expenses at $6,706,711, or 61.2% of their budget. Local option sales tax collected year to date is $4,075,428, which is 72.1% of our budget. And T-Splosh collected year to date is $3,390,828, or 90.9% of the budget.
Excellent report. Does commissioners have any questions or comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
And moving into citizens' comments, this time the mayor opens the floor to comments from the audience. Comments should relate to a specific agenda item not listed on the agenda for a public hearing or to a concern within the jurisdiction of the city. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. Subject to the citizen comment policy adopted on February 13, 2024, and posted for public view, all speakers shall be limited to 3 minutes, which will be strictly followed and enforced. The mayor reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and may refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for resolution. Again, if you're here to speak about the public hearings, we'll have a few minutes for that. So you can sign up on the for or against sheet. So at this time for public comment or citizen comment, anybody on my left side like to come before the board? Anybody on my left side? Good evening. If you could please state your name and address for the record, Mr. Clark.
Dexter Clark, 1902 Buckingham Place.
Welcome.
And I have a follow-up question and something I brought up last time. I was here in regards to the purchases that are being done on the city credit cards.
Mm-hmm.
I brought up a purchase of $3,199 by Mr. Brandon Lewis. And I did an open record request asking for documentation of this purchase, or purchase order, and to which address this items were shipped to. The address I got was an Angie Golden at the local post office that these packages were sent to. Well, I reached out to the post office because I found out what the weight of these items are. These two items, they're each 233 pounds. And the weight limit for the post office, 70 pounds. So they would never accept this. So I'm just trying to find out where these items are shipped to.
Okay.
This is an open record request that I submitted. And information should be given to me that adequately sustain what I'm asking. Now, the post office on sustain 70-pound packages. Why are you trying to tell me they took two packages that's 233 pounds each?
Okay.
So
So we'll get an answer for you, Mr. Clark.
yes.
Okay.
We're not going to violate open
No,
records.
we're not. No, sir.
That's my whole purpose.
Okay.
And another thing, as far as I counted thus far, there are 18 city credit cards with limits of $100,000 to $150,000 floating around the city, which is ridiculous. People just go around just purchasing what they want to purchase. When I feel like you should feel the same, department heads, each department should have their own balance. And there should be one person who make purchases for that department. You need to purchase something, there need to be a purchase requisition submitted. Eliminate all these credit cards. When you eliminate all the credit cards, you eliminate all these questions that have to be answered. Like I said, I only counted 18 credit cards from the information I submitted and received. Who knows how many are floating around? And again, I asked again, what was this purchase in Washington, D.C. for one night stay for the city manager for $1,000 some for one night? I still haven't heard a response to that. I guess I'm not gonna get much time.
This isn't the forum to debate. You can bring your comments and we'll follow back up with you.
Question though, where can I go find out what has been done?
We'll get you a response back.
I mean, how? That's all I'm asking.
The city staff will let you address your questions and your concerns.
In what manner? Just trying to see how can I expect?
The matter, you'll get the answers. Okay, sir?
Okay,
All right.
all right.
Thank you, Mr. Clark. And this is citizens' comment. Is there anybody else on my left side like to come before the board? Okay. Anybody on my right side like to come forward? Board? Yes, sir. Welcome, sir. If you'll please state your name and address for the record.
Sure. My name is Charles Bogan. I live at 141 Caddis Trace. Been a resident of this area for almost 30 years. In the month of March, I noticed that, I guess they call it teenagers takeover or whatever the verbiage they want to use. that we had an event and, well, not we, not my family and I, but there was an event that went on and there was cars everywhere, there was people everywhere. And as I say, I've been in this neighborhood for almost 30 years and I have never seen anything like that. And I'm just curious, is this the standard that we're going for City of Griffin? And I'm also curious because I did call the 411 because at that time it was not an emergency. And I said, I got people parking in my driveway, blocking my entrance and exit and everything. So they're parking everywhere. And the police did come out, and from my understanding, all they could tell them was, as long as they're not blocking the right of way, I think that's what they were saying, as long as traffic is not being impeded. That's what I think I heard. But at the end of the day, I'm just asking, what is the city going to do about this? And is this something that we're planning on accepting for the future?
You have a date on that by chance?
All I can tell you was the month of March. I don't know the exact date, but it was definitely on the weekend.
Okay, okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Is there anybody else on my right side like to come before the board? Okay. This time we'll move into public hearings. Public hearings are conducted to allow the public comment on specific advertised issues such as rezoning, ordinances, policy development, operating budgets, and other legislative actions to be considered by the City Commission. For public hearings related to zoning, including amendments to the Unified Development Code or quasi-judicial decisions as defined in Article 4 of the UDC, all persons who wish to address the Board of Commissioners during this public hearing must sign up via the sign-in sheet, which are on my right, providing their names and address and whether they are for or against the proposed zoning or quasi-judicial decision. At this time, the Board of Commissioners will conduct a public hearing for agenda items 4 through 5 as noticed in the agenda as follows. Receive comments regarding a request to rezone a 4.21 plus or minus acres tract of land located at 502 North Hill Street, parcel number 007-03005 from institutional to high-density residential B, and receive comments for a zoning request to add the Special Housing Revitalization Overlay District, SHROD, to a 4.21 plus or minus acre tract of land located at 502 North Hill Street, parcel number 007-03005. Printed copies of the adopted standards governing the exercise applicable to the aforementioned decisions, factors for considerations, and procedures governing the hearing are available to the public. Speakers are responsible for establishing a record through a presentation of facts and supporting documentation or other evidence for consideration by the board and for review of the appeal if applicable. At this time, Director of Planning and Development, Director Michelle Haynes will address. Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
So a lot of you know the history on this piece of property. It's been on our nuisance list for a while, and it was one of the main goals for the nuisance and blight for 2025. The storm that happened in 23 did not help. We've had a lot of down trees, and the overgrowth has been a continuous issue for property maintenance for our code enforcement officers. So it's pretty exciting. We've worked with the owner for over a year to try to see if they would sell or what their intentions were for the property. So it's exciting to actually bring a project before the board tonight. The applicant is Builders Inc., and they understand that the current zoning limits the use of the property. It's currently zoned institutional. They would like to change it to high density residential B to develop 22 to 26 1 to 2 bedroom condos. Currently, the zoning as it is does not allow any residential uses at all. There are also pictures in your packet that show some of some other rehabilitation projects that the Builders Inc. has completed in the past. In addition to this application for the rezoning, the applicant has also submitted the request to add the Special Housing Revitalization Overlay District to this property. There are a couple of reasons why. The SHROD is intended to encourage housing and economic development activities in our older residential mixed-use neighborhoods throughout the city. This overlay district also has a 2-acre limitation. Right now, the property is a little over 4. So if it were ever to be subdivided in the future, 1/2 would have to be the 2 acres, 1/2 would be the 2 acres, or divided completely in half. We don't want it to be where just the building is rezoned or is divided and then all of the extra land is currently by itself. The overlay district also serves to preserve contributing historic structures within our city. And we want to preserve the overall character of the building and the neighborhood that it is in. The Sherrod designation will increase the total density allowed to from 12 acres to 20, which is allowed, and it also gives a little bit of setback flexibility. There is a limited amount of commercial space and use that is allowed for this overlay. The proposed rezoning is consistent with the comprehensive plan and the character areas map, which has found this to be a redevelopment corridor. Staff does understand that there is a concern for additional traffic, from the children that are going from their homes to the school. We've kind of talked about that. So regardless of whether the zoning tonight is approved or denied, we understand the need, and the city will evaluate the need for additional crossing guards and safety measures for that particular area. Planning staff recommends conditional approval of the zoning request with the following condition. Approval is conditioned upon rehabilitation of Northside School. Any change in the project that would result in demolition of the original structure, other than the interior, will be subject to additional zoning review under sections 405 and 408 of the Unified Development Code. So at their meeting on 4/6, the Planning and Zoning Board voted 2-0 with 1 abstaining to approve the rezoning from institutional to HGRB as presented with the condition. And also at their meeting at 4/6 of 26, the Planning and Zoning Board voted 2-0 with 1 abstaining to approve the addition of the Sherrod overlay as presented.
Thank you very much. At this time, we will call persons who have signed up to speak in favor of the applications, beginning with the applicant. So Ms. Thelma Wilkes, welcome. Or Wilkie, is that the right word?
Wilkie,
Wilkie, excuse
Yeah.
me, thank you.
thank you.
Welcome.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My brother and I would very much like to purchase this building and renovate the interior to residential condos for sale. Our intention would be 1 and 2 bedroom units. Maintaining the exposed brick walls inside, maintaining some hardwood floors that are existing in the building, maintaining as many of the existing windows as is possible, and generally cleaning up the whole outside to keep it as it is. Not only the front part of the building, but the back part of the building as well. That is what we would like to do.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. At this time, we will call persons who have signed up to speak in opposition to the applications. At this time, Mr. Donald Driver.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Name is Donald Driver, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows me here. I live at 534 Moore Street, Griffin, Georgia. I'm against this, first of all, because one thing about it, Hill Street is only 2 lanes of street. Right now, traffic is really heavy in that area. You have 3 more developments coming up over there in that area. You have the apartments across from Moore Elementary School. I think it's 60 to 68 apartments coming. You have the apartments on Jefferson Street coming up. That's traffic coming that way. I live on Moore Street, right adjacent to Hill Street. So I'm used to hearing the traffic for 23 years there. And we don't want another high density project right there in that area, because it's not gonna do nothing but cause friction and chaos coming up and down the street. There's gonna be too many people to use 6th Street, Hill Street, Cherry Street, Blanton. That's gonna be too much traffic for them. And I'm hoping that you guys don't approve this because you're gonna affect the value of other people's property. You're not looking at that. They're looking at dollars. We're looking at where we live at. They're not gonna be here. They're gonna be gone. But we still gonna have to deal with this, with the police having to go up and down the highway, the ambulances all the time, running back and forth. Children, she talked about replacing more crossing guard. It ain't but one street right there. You can't have one crossing guard. You got traffic going 2 different ways constantly. Coming from the city, you got big trucks coming from the city. Those big white pretty trucks coming out of the city garage down there all day long. And you wanna put, there's 69 over there, you wanna put 20 to 24 more right there? The main thing to do is do something for children. Well, won't too many cars be coming there. But to allow a high density area be made there in that little one block right there, with probably 300 more cars coming that way, we don't want that. I might be the only one speaking against it, but believe you me, we don't want it. We've been seeing the little signs sitting side of the road saying 414, 415, there's gonna be a rezoning coming up here, but we don't, commissioners, we don't want that. We don't want that in our, we're not concerned about the money. We already looked at a property value increase already last year for the property owners. Why would we allow something? There's other development areas around the city and places that they can go put this at. Not in our backyard. I'm not a property owner of a house, but I own land. But I wouldn't want that around my land for nothing in the world. Not that. I know y'all want to be a housing, but think about what you've already approved. The apartments at McNeely, Old McNeely, the Jefferson Street. Then you got a road cutting from Blanton Street going over and the apartments off Pool Road. That's gonna create more traffic. You got St. Philip's Villa. Has a traffic survey been did already to see how much traffic there now and how much all of this gonna create over there? Look at the whole circle, not just one little square. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Driver. Comments and discussion by the board, if any, will be reserved until the items are called for consideration. However, does anyone from the board have any questions for staff, the applicant, or the speakers at this time? Okay. This concludes public hearing agenda item 4 and 5. At this time, the Board of Commissioners will conduct a public hearing for agenda item 6 as noticed in the agenda as follows. Receive comments regarding the request to rezone a 0.71 plus or minus acre tract of land located at 403 East Broadway Street, parcel number 018-27006 from medium density residential MDR to planned commercial development PCD. Printed copies of the adopted standards governing the exercise applicable to the aforementioned decisions, factors for considerations, and procedures governing the hearing are available to the public. Speakers are responsible for establishing a record through the presentation of facts and supporting documentation or other evidence for consideration by the board and for review of the appeal, if applicable. Director of Planning Development, Michelle Haynes, will address.
Good evening again.
Good evening.
So the applicant is Velvet Johnson, and she's requesting a zoning change from medium density residential to planned commercial. As you know, in the past, Big Chick has been here and Howell Sunshine Laundry has been here, and they've operated commercially, but it's been legal non-conforming, residential zoning, commercial use. So mainly the owner just wants to make that compatible. The property is located at the corner of East Broadway Street and North Fourth. That parcel is the beginning of a several block stretch of commercial properties that extend east on East Broadway Street. Most of those properties in that stretch are legal non-conforming commercial uses, with one parcel has already been rezoned PCD in '08, and actually planning and development has received several additional requests or inquiries about rezoning the other properties along this section of East Broadway. So we see that change potentially in the future. As developed, the property is not designed for residential use. It has a commercial building on it. The proposed rezoning is consistent with our comprehensive plan and the character area map, which designate this property as part of our redevelopment corridor. The rezoning to commercial will meet several of our economic development goals within our comprehensive plan. One of those goals being to retain and support our existing businesses. Planning and development staff recommends approval of this rezoning request. And at their meeting on 4/6 of '26, the Planning and Zoning Board voted 3-0 to approve the rezoning as presented.
Thank you very much. At this time, we do not have anybody signed up in favor, to speak in favor of the application. And we do not have anyone that has signed up to speak in opposition to the application. So we will continue moving on. Comments and discussion by the board, if any, will be reserved until the item is called for consideration. However, does anyone from the board have any questions for staff, the applicant, or the speakers? This concludes public hearing agenda item 6.
Thank you.
Moving into the consent agenda. We have items 7 through 17. Do we have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Fuller with the motion to approve. Do we have a second? Commissioner Wright with a second. All in favor of the consent agenda, items 7 through 17, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Moving into the regular agenda. Item 18, consider request to rezone a 4.21 plus or minus acre tract of land located at 502 North Hill Street, parcel number 007-03005 from institutional to high density residential B. Director of Planning and Development, Michelle Haynes, will address. Any comments from board or any questions?
Go ahead.
Michelle, I noticed you said that it had been, in a condition that it was for a few years. Do you have a number of years that property had sat there dilapidated?
And let me see. It has been a very long time. I know the owner has owned it for many years, and unfortunately, she has done nothing with it. Which is why we talked to her about potentially looking at selling it or what her options were. All I have in my staff report is that it's been vacant for many years, but I can get that information for you so you can have an exact number.
Some of the things that have happened on that property?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mr. Fuller,
Would-
Commissioner Fuller.
With the age of the building being built in 1917, would it qualify for any national historic preservation type status, or have we looked into that?
So I do know that the potential owner has looked into different options for grants. Things pertaining to being able to rehab the property. I know that some of the historical state grants, federal grants, they're been used up. But she has reached out to Jeremy, which is our economic development director, to look at potential options should you approve the rezoning to see what can be done to help her with some of that cost. I do know that we did have our building official go in and actually do a walkthrough. He said the bones are excellent. Just the electrical needs to be updated. There's some paint issues that need to be corrected, but overall the bones are good. The building.
It mentioned in the condition of not demoing any buildings, is the rear building included in that in terms of the?
So the way that we,
Parts that could be non-renovation
sure.
worthy?
So the way that we worded it was if anything else was to be demoed past the interior, that it would come back before you guys again. And we would look at if the demo of that building or anything else would be approved or denied at that time.
Okay. And in regards to the intent is be owner occupied condoed in terms of the project, but could they potentially make it habitational in terms of an apartment building for lease?
That is allowed
Okay.
inside the zoning and the SHROD.
Restricted if something comes up where they,
It is not,
Okay.
and just so you know, Park at Rosenwald and also Park at Roseview also have the Sherrod overlay.
Correct.
They're not at their max capacity, but they do have that for the flexibility of the layout for the buildings.
and I would also like to just make a comment that the developer, Ms. Thelma Wilkie, has developed the Griffin Historic Hotel. She has been, in my opinion, a great community partner. And so if she does that same level of exceptional work, I'm excited about the possibility of this being redeveloped. It has been a top priority of this board of commissioners for the past couple of years to figure out how do we preserve that building and
Yes, sir.
make a second life out of it.
I agree.
Are there any other questions or comments from board members? Do we have a motion in regards to direction?
I would like the motion to table this.
So we have a Commissioner Fuller has made a motion to table. We have a second. Commissioner Curtis with a second. Any discussion? Okay. Call the question. All in favor of tabling this item at this time, please signal by raising your hand. Anybody against tabling it, please raise your hand. 4-2 with Commissioner Fuller and Curtis voting in favor of tabling it. Do we have any other further motions at this time?
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wright. Any other discussion? And that's with the conditions that recommended by staff,
Yes.
correct? With the condition. Okay, all in favor of approval, please signal by raising your hand. All against, like sign. 4-2 with Commissioner Fuller and Commissioner Curtis voting against. Moving to item 19, consider rezoning request to add the special housing revitalization overlay district SHROD to a 4.21 plus or minus acre tract of land located at 502 North Hill Street, parcel 007-03005.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Wright with a second. Any discussion or comments? All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. All against, like sign, 6-0. Congratulations. Consider a request to rezone a 0.71 plus or minus acres tract of land located at 403 East Broadway Street, parcel number 018-27006, from medium density residential to planned commercial development. Director of Planning and Development, Michelle Haynes, will address if needed.
Make a motion to approve.
Commissioner McCord with a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Fuller with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0 in favor. Item 21, consider the minutes of the City of Griffin Board of Commissioners regular meeting on March 24, 2026. Commissioner Ward was absent. Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion.
Commissioner Wright with a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Fuller with a second. All in favor of the minutes, please signal by raise your hand. And one abstention, 5-0, one with Commissioner Ward abstaining. Moving item 22, consider an easement with the Atlanta Gas Light Company to allow it to relocate its pipeline onto and across a parcel of city property as part of the utilities relocation effort in support of a new replacement airport construction project.
Motion to approve.
Ms. Ward with a motion to approve.
Second.
Mr. Wright with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0 in favor. Item 23 is consider an annual memorandum of agreement, summary report among the City of Griffin, Spalding County, and the Griffin Spalding County Airport Authority attesting to the accuracy and timeliness of the contents of the report.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Wright with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 24 is consider a purchase agreement between the City of Griffin and Stewart C. Irby Company in the amount not to exceed $600,000 for the purchase of parts and materials necessary for the maintenance and repair of electric infrastructure.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Fuller. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 25 is consider directing MEAG Power to place 100% of the city's 2025 MEAG Power year-end settlement refund of $2,018,102.83 into the city's MEAG Municipal Competitive Trust Flexibility Operating Account, short-term portfolio, and authorize execution of the MEAG Power Project's 2025 year-end settlement form by the mayor and the city manager.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion to approve.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Wright. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 26 is consider a contract amendment between the City of Griffin and K&C Woods LLC for tree trimming service.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Wright with a second. All in favor of the contract, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 27 is consider resolution per section 2190 emergency procurement of the City of Griffin Code of Ordinances to ratify the purchase of a 2021 Mack AN 64T road tractor in the amount of $64,995 and a 2022 Mack AN 64T road tractor in the amount of $69,995 for a total of $134,990 from Textron Truck Center, Duluth, lowest quote, and amend the budget accordingly.
Motion to approve.
Is that Ms. Fuller? All right, Ms. Curtis?
Definitely.
Oh, who said that?
I did.
Ward, okay, I'm sorry. A second.
Second.
Commissioner Wright with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 28 is consider purchase order with McElroy Inc., lowest quote in the amount of $186,119 for striping 12.54 miles of city streets.
Motion approved.
Commissioner Wright with a motion.
Second.
Second by Commissioner Fuller. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 29, consider a contract with Has Been Construction LLC, lowest bidder in the amount of $291,577.16 for the construction of playground in downtown Griffin beside the Welcome Center located at 143 West Broad Street and amend the budget accordingly.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion.
Second.
Commissioner Fuller with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 30 is consider a contract with Three Rivers Regional Commission for 5307 and 5311 regional transit services for fiscal year 26 in the amount not to exceed $35,000.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Fuller with a motion, Commissioner Ward with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 31 is consider purchase agreement to acquire 0.0059 acres, 257 square feet of property, commonly known as 203 West Taylor Street, Griffin, Georgia, from GNAT Properties LLC in the amount of $10.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion,
Second.
Commissioner Wright with a second. All in favor of the agreement, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Consider resolution adopting the professional development policy and application and policy acknowledgement form.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion,
Second.
Commissioner Wright with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0 approval. Item 33 is consider an employer acceptance agreement with Southern Crescent Technical College for city employees to participate in apprenticeships through Southern Crescent Technical College for the occupations of heavy and tractor trailer truck drivers.
Motion to approve.
Commissioner Ward with a motion to approve.
Second.
Commissioner Fuller with a second. All in favor, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 34 is consider claims for personal injury to Tamiya Goodrum. Did I mess that up pretty bad? Tamiya Goodrum, a minor by Kirby Goodrum, her father, natural guardian, based upon purported anti-litem notices from Morgan & Morgan dated March 10, 2026, claiming injuries from an accident occurring on August 27, 2025, while riding as a passenger on the Griffin Spalding County school bus operated by the school system employees.
Motion to deny.
Commissioner Wright with a motion to deny,
Second.
second by Commissioner Ward. All in favor of denial, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. Item 35 is consider a claim for personal injury by Roger Lattimore based upon anti-litem notice from Morgan & Morgan dated March 9, 2026.
Motion to deny.
Commissioner Ward with a motion to deny,
Second.
Commissioner Wright with the second to deny. All in favor of denial, please signal by raising your hand. 6-0. And moving into city manager's report.
Big congratulations to Neosha. That is something that we have not really done yet, so it's exciting to see customers that are taking over the utilities departments as a whole, and I'm sure that will continue with this upcoming fiscal year. Also wanted to sort of get your consensus on a couple of things. One, the direction that we received at the last workshop on South 8th and 9th Street intersection into South Hill Street. If we put a right turn only sign, then we can leave the left turn lane from South Hill Street, but the only thing we will be able to do is say right turn only sign and then paint a right turn only into the South 8th and South Front. So we could proceed that way, but there won't be anything really more than that, so we won't have enough space. Everybody goes with us proceeding.
So there'll be a right turn only on 8th Street, leaving Hill Street as is. And then putting a sign that says no left turn. If DOT is good with that, I think we could at least try it and then see.
Right.
Yeah. Mr. Wright, think that,
Need to try something.
yeah.
I'm
The
scared.
danger is that
cross
the turning left, but also they're turning, going north on Zebulon Road onto 8th, 9th Street. You've got good visibility. So everybody good to go for trial on that? Okay.
Okay, the other consensus needed is that we have been working on the old Thomas Packing property on North Hill Street next to the electric department. And it is time for us to do some soil reclamation and delineation there. It is a $25,000 cost for us to do that with Terracon. Submitted that with EPD. So the first initial phase that we need to start now is $25,000, and so we can budget for it starting next fiscal year, July 1. For that $25,000, I'm asking to pull from the contingency, and we can put a budget in that on the next agenda if you're okay with that.
Where exactly is this piece of property?
Next to electric. So if you turned at Doric and you were headed back towards Cabin Creek, looks over treatment plant.
Sit there on the
Oh, it's
right,
back
that
by-
low area that was once a dump area.
It's,
Possible.
it's behind or in front of the electric department?
It's with that. So if you keep going down North Hill Street, that next entrance where Cabin Creek, you'd actually turn right to go to Cabin Creek. And you look like you're going into the door, but there's nothing there anymore except you go through.
Okay.
I think it's in front of. There's some telecom stuff back there now.
I'm good. About consensus?
You're just asking to put it on the agenda, right? Not to approve it?
The budget amendment will go on the agenda.
Right.
And then lastly, I think the collaborative luncheon is scheduled for next Tuesday at 11:30. There was some conversation about that. And that is sort of the new thing. It used to be the Achieving Prosperity Luncheons, and now it's called the employee or the volunteer appreciation luncheon. So if you haven't signed up for that, please do so. Our meeting is actually late this month, so it's not until the 28th. So our workshop will be at 9 next week. So if you have any interest in that, make sure that you sign up for that. And that is it for me.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Whalen?
Last Friday,
City of Griffin filed a lawsuit, Clayton Superior Court, against the 3M company and I think 13 other named defendants. This is the PFAS litigation we've been looking at for the last couple of years with our water supply in Flint River. Previous week, we gave an anti-litem notice to the city of Atlanta. Atlanta owns a little airport up the road from us here that drains back into the Flint River. They use PFAS extensively at the airport and their de-icing operations, and also their firefighting phone. They've not responded to us to that anti-litem notice at this time. They've still got 30 days, at least, which to give us a response. If necessary, it's our intent to amend this lawsuit, add the city of Atlanta as a defendant. But I just wanted you all to know where we were with this. If you have any questions come to you from the news media or elsewhere, please refer them to me. In turn, I'm going to bring in our associated counsel who specialize in PFAS litigation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wellen. Commissioner Curtis.
Just want to thank everyone for coming out, and I'm glad that we have citizens that are concerned about their surroundings and what's coming up in their community, as you should be. And I'm just thankful for that.
Thank you. Commissioner Ward.
I don't have anything.
Commissioner Fuller.
I would like to thank everybody for coming out and using their voice, those that do, and participating in the process. And I'd also like to say over the past 3+ months, I've been going to a lot of trainings and it's been fantastic. It's such an honor to serve the city.
Thank you. Commissioner Wright.
Nothing at this time.
Commissioner McCord. We just want to thank everyone for being here. A lot of great things are happening in our community. So best wishes and thank you. We have a motion to adjourn.
Motion.
Second. Oh, one quick thing. I want to thank the Rotary Club. I know members are here. If y'all wave, thank you for your contribution towards the playground. A motion by Commissioner Wright, second by Commissioner Fuller. All in favor, please leave. Thank you.